All right, let's just dive right into it. Today, we've got an explainer that's going to show you exactly how everyday people are generating reliable, daily income streams using really simple business models that, frankly, most of us completely overlook. You know, there are people out there getting a second deposit in their bank account every single month on top of their regular paycheck, and nobody at their job even knows about it. And no, they didn't invent some trendy tech product, and they definitely didn't risk their life savings in crypto. We're talking about businesses so incredibly simple that most people just let them slip right by. So today, we're breaking down exactly that. 20 businesses you can start with almost no money and sell every single day. Let's get into it.
To really kick things off, we need to look at the sheer size of this opportunity. According to recent surveys, Americans collectively generate $84.1 billion a month in extra income completely outside their main jobs. Seriously, to put that into perspective, that's bigger than the GDP of entire countries, and it's happening right in our own neighborhoods. There is a massive, highly active market out there right now for solving small, everyday problems. And here's the kicker. 80% of these people aren't doing this just as a fun weekend hobby. No, they are doing it to cover real everyday expenses or to aggressively pay down debt. If you aren't participating in this ecosystem, you are quite literally leaving money in someone else's pocket.
Okay, we need to shatter a massive myth right off the bat. According to U.S. Small Business Administration data, the average traditional business costs about $30,000 to launch. Honestly, that number alone scares people off, right? It makes you think you need wealthy investors, a massive bank loan, or years of scraped-together savings. But that exact same report highlights a reality almost nobody talks about. A home-based business can easily be started with just $2,000 to $5,000. In fact, a third of all small businesses in the U.S. actually start with less than $5,000. You absolutely do not need venture capital. You just need to rethink what a business actually looks like. The barrier to entry is infinitely lower than you've been led to believe. All right, moving to Section 1, Home and Property Services, low-cost, high-demand solutions. So, here are 6 highly profitable physical services that you could literally launch immediately with minimal gear. We're talking about basic lawn care with an $80 used mower, or pressure washing driveways with a basic $150 machine. You don't need a fancy retail shop, and you certainly don't need employees to get this off the ground. You could even tap into the exploding home organizing market. I mean, people have way more stuff than space right now, and you just need an eye for order and some basic storage containers to charge anywhere from $150 to $400 for a single garage project. Think about these options for a second. Chances are, the equipment to start at least one of these is sitting in your garage right now, just gathering dust. Let's look at exactly how this plays out using a mobile car wash as an example. You really just need a bucket, some soap, and your own car to get around. But the real secret sauce here isn't the gear at all. It's the execution. You don't go out and buy fancy equipment first. Instead, you offer a free or half-price wash to a neighbor, specifically to get those crucial before and after photos. Just treat that discount as your initial marketing budget. Then, you post those dramatic transformations in local Facebook groups. But the real strategy, the one thing that separates those who succeed from those who just stall out, is selling monthly recurring packages. 4 washes a month for a fixed price. Boom. You've just turned an occasional customer into predictable, reliable weekly income. Now, if you're offering services that require entering people's private spaces, like house cleaning, the absolutely crucial point to remember is this: never ever compete on price. It is a race to the bottom. Instead, you compete entirely on trust. People will gladly pay a premium for someone they can hand their house key to without a second thought. You build that trust with written references from your very first clients. And here is a phenomenal pro tip. Create a standard checklist of exactly what's included in your clean and just leave it right on the client's fridge. It proves your reliability, sets crystal clear boundaries, and prevents any awkward arguments down the line. Moving right along to Section 2, Food, Pets, and People, serving daily human needs. This bucket is all about incredibly practical services that people need, well, every single week. You could start walking dogs on platforms like Rover with zero marketing, build up some great reviews, and then convert them into direct clients to boost your hourly rate. Or you could use your existing knowledge for private tutoring, charging $25 to $60 an hour depending on the subject. But honestly, one of the most overlooked gems in this group is organizing mail and paperwork for seniors. It's this highly profitable, deeply trust-based niche paying $20 to $35 an hour, just helping them manage confusing bills and medical correspondence. There is almost zero competition for this, and it's not just about sorting envelopes. It's about providing genuine peace of mind. Once these clients trust you, they rarely ever leave. Now, this next one completely flips the traditional cafe model on its head, the mobile coffee cart. We aren't opening a brick-and-mortar cafe with massive crippling overhead. No, we're talking about a $300 to $800 investment in a portable machine, a folding table, or even just high-quality thermal carafe. The math here is brutally in your favor. I mean, a cup of coffee that costs you maybe 30 cents in ingredients easily sells for $4 or $5. The absolute key is scouting a high-traffic commuter spot at 7 a.m. and showing up at the exact same time every single day. Because you aren't just selling caffeine, right? You're selling reliability. You're turning your little cart into a non-negotiable daily habit for your customers. If you're drawn to food but want highly predictable hours, weekly meal prep for busy professionals is a massive market. But you might be wondering, how do you scale a meal prep business without working 80 grueling hours a week in a kitchen? Well, you don't cook custom meals. You batch cook. You simply offer a fixed menu of 3 or 4 options for the week, and you prepare the exact same protein base for all your clients at the exact same time. By streamlining the menu and the prep process like this, you maximize your profit margin and serve multiple families in the exact same time it would normally take to cook for just one.
Okay, Section 3. Resale, rentals, and repairs. Monetizing skills and idle assets.
Here's where things get really fun, because these business models can scale almost completely independent of your primary time. We're talking about everything from picking up dirty laundry and washing it for $1.50 a pound, to spending a single afternoon taking fresh social media photos for local coffee shops to use all month long. You could literally take a simple $10 houseplant, snip it, propagate it in water, and turn it into 10 brand new plants to sell at a weekend market. It's practically printing money from leaves. Or just think about the idle assets sitting around your home right now. You can rent out your pressure washer, extra ladders, or construction tools by the day on peer-to-peer apps. That is turning unused equipment into genuine passive income.
But the ultimate hands-off business on this list, the humble vending machine. Now pay super close attention to the order of operations here, because you do not want to skip this step. Your absolute first priority is locking down a steady traffic location. Think a laundromat, an office break room, or a local mechanic shop. You do this by offering the owner a small percentage of your sales, and you secure this location before you ever spend a single dollar on equipment. Once you actually have the real estate secured, then you go buy a used machine for maybe $400 to $1,200. After that, restocking takes maybe 15 minutes a week, making it the closest thing to income that just magically shows up on its own.
If you lean a bit more toward hands-on repairs, like fixing a broken iPhone screen, you might think you need all sorts of fancy technical certifications. You absolutely don't. The barrier to entry isn't the skill. You can learn how to do it on free internet tutorials with a simple $50 toolkit. The real barrier is trust. So the crucial point for independent repair services is to instantly remove the customer's fear of a botched job. How? You always offer a short 7 to 14-day warranty on your work. Just like that house clean checklist we talked about earlier, this short warranty is the ultimate trust hack. It's a tiny little gesture, but it is the main reason a customer will choose you over some overpriced retail store every single time.
Finally, let's wrap up with Section 4, Action over Perfection. Execution beats originality.
To really tie all of this together, we've got to talk about mindset. Because having the idea, that's maybe 1% of the equation. As the author Morgan Housel brilliantly explains, the fundamental human need for clean cars, organized homes, and walk dogs never actually goes away. So you don't need a 100% original, never-before-seen tech idea to make a fantastic extra income. Boring businesses make exciting money. You just need to be the person who is willing to step up and enthusiastically solve that boring, everyday problem today. Let's look at the real danger of waiting for the quote-unquote perfect idea. Just look at the stark contrast between Daniel and Alex here. Daniel spent 8 months and $4,000 chasing this complex, perfect dropshipping business because it sounded really impressive to his friends. Well, 2 years later, he has zero return. Alex, on the other hand, he took messy action. He bought a $120 used lawnmower on a random Saturday morning, walked down a street knocking on doors, and built a $900 a month recurring revenue stream in less than a month. The difference wasn't intelligence, and it certainly wasn't startup capital. It was the sheer willingness to start something simple and imperfect rather than sitting around waiting for a flawless master plan.
So here is your final challenge from this explainer. Are you going to keep letting other people collect your share of that $84 billion market, or are you finally going to take some messy action? Seriously, take stock of the tools, the time, and the knowledge you already possess right now. Pick just one of these 20 businesses that fits those resources and start it this week. The opportunity isn't hiding in some complex algorithm. It is quite literally sitting right outside your front door. Thanks for joining me on this explainer, and I really hope this empowers you to go out there and build that new income stream.